REMARKETER, empowering realtors.
Good morning, and thank you very much for joining me today. So we're getting close to the end of the year, and uh, it's time to wrap up things. And I thought one of the things that's interesting to talk about would be the creation of custom newsletters. It's been a while since we talked about this very important module, and this time I want to show you how you can really create some advanced content into the for your newsletters, so that you can really bring some serious value for your clients. The beauty of using Remarketer is that you can create these things in matter of minutes. It's not going to take a long time from you. It's not going to take a lot of effort from you. It's so easy to learn and master. And once you start using this and providing this kind of service to your clients, you will really set yourself apart from the pack. So um, newsletters are pretty much the cornerstone stone of client nurturing, or even lead nurturing when it comes to real estate marketing practices. What you would need to understand is that keeping in touch and having a continuous communication, a continuous line of communication with your clients, peers, past clients, leads, etc., is crucial when it comes to your marketing. And newsletters are pretty much the core of that communication. There are all sorts of different communications that you can bring to the table as well. Market updates and um, uh, listing updates and sending updates for even invitations for open houses and invitations for events, and there's so many different things that you can use in terms of content that you want to utilize for client communication. But newsletters has always been that important piece of communication where you would be able to really provide a continuous monthly update for people who with whom you just simply wish to communicate and stay in touch, so that you can stay in top of mind in terms of their point of communication when it comes to real estate. So that's what we want to focus on today. And if you haven't uh, been using this service that I'm about to talk to you about today, you should definitely consider this for your 2026 marketing. You should definitely um, uh, make sure that you create and send custom newsletters. There's an option here. Let me just share my screen with you and get things started a little bit. So you do get monthly newsletters that are built for you, and its own essence there. We've got, an update, market, real estate updates, some fun facts, as well as, some Q&As that are added. So this is a one um, size fits all kind of real estate monthly newsletter that we build, and it's available for you to automatically send this to your clients. So that's good on itself. So if unless you're really playing this game seriously, and you have your own content available continuously, which is amazing. Uh, you could also have this automatically go out to your clients, and that's one piece of communication that's continuously going out. We've made it, fun and diverse, so it's not boring and the same stuff uh, repeating every time. However, it's really good for you to also complement this with a custom newsletter of yours as well. So this goes out at the beginning of the month, during the first week of the month. Maybe you can create a custom newsletter to also include, towards middle of the month. So that will give you 2 points of contact every month with your clients, which then would be amazing. This is something that would really close the gap in terms of you being able to. Now, we don't wanna be boring, we don't wanna be repetitive, we don't wanna, create things that are not really delivering any value. And that's when custom newsletters can really shine when you start using them. All right. So I'll give you a couple of examples that I thought of to give you some really cool content for your custom newsletters. Now, the first thing that you should remember is that custom newsletters are so easy to prepare that you can create custom newsletters for every segment of your clients. So that's very, very important. This is where so this one would go out to everyone and anyone. It's just a generic newsletter that should hopefully interest all of your contacts. But the custom newsletter you can take it a lot further with the custom newsletter. You can prepare a custom newsletter for each segment of your clients and prepare content for that specific segment of your clients, which is going to be the ultimate value generation. All right, so let's um, let's go ahead and give you some examples. All right, so for custom newsletters, we just need to click on Add New at the top corner. Let me just go back here again and show you where it is. So you go to newsletters, you have an add new button right there, which is going to allow you to create a custom newsletter. Now, the cool thing about Remarketer's custom newsletter is that it's connected to all the different content that you have available in the different modules right here. So, for example, the listings button here opens up the listings that you have in your listing manager. So the listings that are already listed in your listing manager are available to be included in your custom newsletter. You don't have to build the whole content again. So for instance, if you have a property pulled from MLS and available in listing manager, it would be accessible here. If you have an exclusive listing created in your listing manager, it would be accessible here. If you have a pre-construction project added to your listing manager, it would be available here. So whatever is available in your listing manager would be available in your listings um, tab right here. So once I click on that, I'll be able to select from the list of properties that are available. All right. So, for example, I can select this one, 80 Sprucewood Drive, and I can click on Add. So you see, I have this available here now. I could select multiple listings as well. Let's close that, take that out. So let me add more. This one, and this one. Let's add 3 properties. See, I now have 3 properties added. And you can see one of them is available for sale. The other 2 have sold. So I'm not only communicating what I have available, but I'm also communicating what I have recently sold, for example. So you can include any list of your properties, anything that's available under Listing Manager, uh, in here. Now, we can also add, let me just remove that, and let's go ahead and add things like the pre-construction projects, right? So these are pre-construction projects. I can add a pre-construction project, which is going to look a little bit different. So you can even include pre-con projects in your newsletter as well. All of these buttons already lead to the corresponding landing page on your website. You don't have to worry about anything. This by itself would take a few minutes for you to build. You would have to download a picture, add it in a frame, put in a title, create a button with the link to your website, prepare the landing page on your website. So it would take a while for you to build this little uh, piece of your newsletter if you were building this in a third party platform, right? So this makes it so much easier for you. So we've got listings that you can select and add. There's also this little option that we've added here as well to animate images. So this is going to create an animated um, uh, roster of images for you. So it takes a little while for it to load, and then you see it includes more pictures of of the property on your list on your um, newsletter here, on your custom newsletter. Now, this is cool, but I don't like it when there you have like a few of these properties with the animated pictures. It's just too much moving um, pieces for me, but that's me. You can add one of the properties, which is the main property that you want to shine on your newsletter, like that, which shows the property pictures as well, right? So, for example, I might start my my newsletter body with this, and I can add a title in there as well, which I will explain to you a little bit shortly. So that's the first button right here. You can add listings. Now, the other two buttons are available for market reports. So you have two options. You have Market Watch, which is the same information that we get from the live city market watch right here. So that's the live market stats and Treb market reports. So if you're a Treb member, you also have access to Treb market reports and Toronto Real Estate's market report. And you can also import the Treb market reports as well. I'm going to go to Market Watch and I will select my city. So I'm going to select, let's say, Markham. And this is going to add a an infographic for Markham. This is December 2025, so it's live from today. And we've got the numbers here, right? So these are the numbers, the average sold price to list price, all of the identifiers uh, uh, the statistical information are available. So we've got the average sold price for the detached properties, average sold price for the semi-detached properties, average sold price for townhouses, and average sold prices for condos uh, available here. So all of that can be easily added to your system as well. So again, one click. Otherwise, you would have to go back and forth with an graphic designer or in Canva or somewhere to build this little infographic here, which is going to take a while before you're going to be able to really have it embedded into your uh, newsletter here. All right, so you can add listings, market stats. You can add text areas. So you can pretty much add any text in your custom newsletter. The cool thing always to remember is this little help me write um, button, which is going to pull up the integrated AI content generator. So, for instance, if you want to create any sort of a content, you can use AI right here built into the system without you having to go into a third party platform to create that content. So, let's say I want to create a blog post and it's going to be talking about, I don't know, um, how important it is to, um, let's say, um, communicate property features to clients before showing. I'm just making things up, but you know better what you want to talk about. Just put it in there. I want to write something funny about that, and I want three paragraphs. So you can select your style. Convincing or compelling or urgent or poetic or assertive or funny or whatever, right? So joyful, or whatever, right? So I will create three paragraphs of content using AI just by adding one sentence right here, right? So that's going to create things for me. There it is. I have all the content that I wanted. You just use it, and then I can format whichever way I want to format here. Okay. All right. So it's got a good set of content available for me, and I can add like text sections to my uh, newsletter as well. I can add images. So once you click on add images, you have access to your uh, photo gallery. And you can add any images to your custom newsletter, right? So let's add this one, for example. So I can add images to my custom newsletter as well. Even though you could have added images here as well inside your, um, let's just add this one inside your text editor. Always click on a picture and select 100%. Always do that and save. So I can have pictures within my text editor, or I can have a separate picture added here as well. So up to you how you want to add pictures, but you can easily add pictures to your custom newsletter. Now, next button here would be videos. So videos are pretty straightforward. All you need is a YouTube video link. So what you need is just go to YouTube. Let me just find a video there. Give me a second. Um, so I just copy the URL. Let me show you. So let's say this is to all I need to do is to copy the URL and go back here. Oops, sorry. Go back here and click video, paste the URL, and add it. That's all I need. And there it is. I have the video embedded into my newsletter as well. So this would be amazing if you have your video about the newsletter, or a certain topic that you want to be included in the newsletter. Put it on your YouTube channel and then copy the URL and add it to your newsletter here as well. So that's you talking about that content right there. So that's videos here as well. Now, the next thing is news. Obviously, news is connected to your news and blogs section here. So whatever news articles you have selected and added to your news and blogs, let's just open it up here in a new tab. That's your news and blogs. You know that every week you have several different news articles available to you to choose from for communications. This is one occasion where you can use these news articles for communication, right? So it's pretty easy. You like to talk about this one, all you need to do is to click on add to posts, and now it'll be available here. Um, in your posts right there. Okay, it will be available on your website, etc. I'm not going to get into that. However, this is now available for you to include in your news articles as well. I needed to refresh this. Let me just refresh that. Don't worry about it. I'm going to lose these because I didn't save it, but not a problem. We're going to do it again. If I go to news, I have access to the news article that I just added to my news and blogs as well. If you create your own blog post there, it will be accessible here as well. So it's very easy for you to add these news articles to your feed. So you can add multiple news articles here as well. See, I got 3 of them now. So either one or more news and blog posts can be added to your newsletter as well, as easy as that. So it's pretty straightforward just to add those as well. Now, the next 3 buttons here help you add a title. So you can add a title. call it real estate news. You can even add a subheader if you want to. So that's a header and a subheader. So let's say here's what I thought was interesting the recent real estate, whatever, right? So that's the title. And of course, you can drag and drop every section to the right position, right? So we have real estate news, and these are the real estate news articles that I wanted to show. You can also add a button. There's a button link, and then there's a button text. So for example, let's open up my website here and go to tools. Let's go to market reports or tools, let's say a home evaluation, right? I can just copy this URL and then go back here, add a button. That's the URL. It says, click here to for your home, whatever you like it to say. And you can add a button like that to your newsletter as well, which is going to take them to your website on this page for a home valuation system, right? And finally, you have just a breaker. So if you want to have a breaker, you can have a breaker, just a line between different sections, for example. So it could be between these two sections, etc. All right, so these are all the buttons that we have. The generate button generates the um, body of the newsletter, and that's where you can finally save it. And then we have two more sections. Well, this is the stuff that you would begin with, right? So you should have a title, which shows your newsletter title. This is going to be the subject of the email if you email this newsletter over to your clients. And then a description, which is basically the comments at the very beginning of the email, right? So the structure for your emails is that it's obviously they have a subject line, and then right after that there's a salutation like "Dear John Doe," and then you have your message there. So that's your newsletter message. That's going to be there, and then you're going to have the body of the newsletter. So that's, the main body there. So if you want to say hi and hello and here's what we have, and get in touch with me, so whatever message you want to have, you don't have to put it in the body. You can put it right here in the newsletter description. So that's basically the welcoming and explaining what's going on in there. It's your message to your clients, and then the body, which is just the main content and information available there. All right. So now you know how to build a custom newsletter. Let's go ahead and build one now, right? So we'll start from scratch and build a newsletter. Now this time I want to build um, a pretty sophisticated newsletter. Now let's choose some content for the newsletter that we want to prepare. Firstly, if you remember, I mentioned that you can prepare a custom newsletter for segments of your clients. So let's say I have among my contacts, I have many of them that are past clients who've purchased properties in Richmond Hill, or are clients who are interested in Richmond Hill, or leads that I've generated who've shown interest in Richmond Hill. So that's the way that I have segmented my contacts. And then I have some contacts who are interested in Markham, and then I have another set of contacts who are interested in Newmarket, for instance. So geographical segmentation, right? Or you can have different types of other types of segmentation as well. You have contacts that are interested in market analysis. You have contacts that are interested in let's say from an investment point of view. So you can prepare a custom newsletter for investors, right? So you want to prepare that for um, for investors. Let's do this for example. Let's say I have a segment of clients who are interested in the investment aspect of real estate, uh, and um, uh, the geographical area of interest where they would be really interested to see, let's say, is around um, uh, just Markham, where I am right now. Okay, so let's do that and try to create some content there. All right. So, what would someone uh, with investment uh, interests be looking for, looking forward to when you send out a newsletter, right? So, firstly, let's say there should be certain types of properties that they would be interested in, right? So, let's find a property that an investor would be interested in. All right. For that, I'm going to go to um, property search. And over here, I'm going to just simply look for certain things in Remark, let's say investors, right? So find me properties that have investors uh, in their remarks. All right. So these are some of the properties. Let's go to Marcom and let's find some properties. Okay. This is one property that's interesting. What I'll do is I want to take the MLS number and then we'll go to Listing Manager. I'm going to click on Add New and add the listing to my Listing Manager. All right, now here's what's important for you to remember. So I added this listing to my Listing Manager. Now, if I go to my website, the property is also promoted on the website, which I don't want to, right? So what do? I switch this featured icon off here. So now it's not promoted here anymore. So it's not interfering with what I'm promoting on my website. That property has been added in here simply to be used in your um, newsletter, which is destined to investors. Okay, so I have added the listing that I want to promote to the investors there. Okay, so that's the listing that I want. So let's say every month I select one property that I find that's that could be of interest to investors. And you saw how easy and fast it is to find one just for the purpose of having it in here, adding it to your listing manager, and we're ready to go. So you add it, you remove the featured function, so it's not featured on your website, and then we move on. All right, so the next piece of information that I want to include. So here's what I'm doing right now. I'm preparing myself the content that I want to be using in my newsletter. So the next piece of information that I want to have is, let's say, one of these news articles or something that I have created for myself. But let's just say one of these news articles here. Right. So let's see. Do, do, do. Um, let's say this one is an interesting one, right? So you can always view it and read it and see what it is, go to the actual news outlet as well. Let's say this one is the one that I want. So let's just click on add, and now I have it available. Canada's housing market activity shows regional uptick. That's what I want to share. Okay. So it's already got uh, the summary of the news available in it as well. So it's already prepared. So I don't need to do anything else in here. I just added the one that I feel would be of interest to them. All right. Now, next thing that I want to add to the contents is market stats. So I can easily go into the newsletter tab and add market stats in there. However, what I want to do is I want to create a report as well, right? So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go to the analytical tools here, and I'm going to go to Live Market Watch. Okay. I'm going to pull up the area, Markham, and this is all types. All right. So I have the stats and information available here. What I can do is that, let's say I want to use the graphs in my newsletter, right? So I can download this, and this is going to download this picture for me. All right. So what I'll do is that I will click on download image. You can get it as PDF or you can get it as an image. I'm going to get it as an image. Save. So I downloaded it as an image, which I can then upload to my, if you go to photo library under website design, I can upload it to my photo library. Here. So now this image is available in my photo library. Okay. Now, because it's going to be in, this is designed to be printed on a letter size paper. So it's already proportioned for that. But because this is going to be inside my uh, newsletter, I might want to crop this so it doesn't include this part down here or whatever. So it's up to you if you want to crop this or not. It's just a quick crop that you can, cut the right section uh, of the picture to be included there. But for me, I uploaded it into my picture. So I have a listing available here. I have a news waiting for me, and then I have a picture added to my photo library as well. So everything is right now lined up. The other thing that I want to do is to go to the Live City again, select markup, pull the same report up. All right, so I have the same report, everything right here. You see this little get AI analysis? This is the coolest thing available with the market report modules that we have here. So basically what it does is that it looks at all the data that's available here and it generates a market analysis for you. So that's what I need. So instead of uh, me going in and writing down a script for 2.5 hours to build something like that, it just happens using AI in just a matter of a few seconds. Obviously, you might want to read this and make sure that it reflects your ideas and it's accurate. It's AI generated at the end of the day. Uh, 95% of the times, it's the perfect thing that you want to have it. But if you want to make any tweaks to it, if you want to change anything, you can certainly change it before you post it as well. But what I'll do now is that I have this report available here as well, which I can just quickly copy into my clipboard. I will leave this page open here so that in case we need to come back to it, we can come back to it. I'll go to another tab right here. Let's go to another tab here. All right. And here I'm going to start let me get rid of all the other extra tabs there. Um, Perfect. So what I'll do is I'm going to go to the newsletters tab. Now I want to create a new newsletter here. All right. First things first, what would be the newsletter title? So let's say I'm going to call it Markham Investors Digest. All right. Whatever. So this is going to be the title of my newsletter. Now, you see how uh, deliberate I am with this. I'm addressing it to people who are investors and are interested in Markham. So when someone who has been categorized as an investor and interested in Markham and my contact managers receives this, they are going to most probably open this and read it through because it's addressing their interest, and that's the most important thing when you're generating content for your client communication, right? And then I can do the same thing for Richmond Hill investors, and then I can do the same thing for Vaughan investors, and then I can do the same thing for, I don't know, Ottawa investors, whatever I have in terms of contacts that are of importance to me. Next thing, I'm going to generate some content for the campaign. So this is going to be a newsletter description, right? So this is going to be a newsletter description. What does it say here? Um, uh, I have prepared this month's um, investor newsletter. Um, Below, you can see the latest market analysis, um, important news that interests um, investors, and the um, investment property of the month. That's the content that I have here, right? Now, um, contact me if you have any questions. Um, I have a lot to offer if you are interested in real estate investment, whatever, right? So that's what I want this to be. I want it to be, let's say, informal. I don't want it to be too harsh or whatever. Then I need, let's say, one paragraph here and submit. So what I want to say, I just dump my ideas here, and then the AI is going to shape it for me and tone it for me and all of that. All right, perfect. It's good. Add it. So now I have the newsletter title, I have the newsletter description, and now I'm going to add the content. Let's start off with the market report. So obviously, one thing that I could do is that I can add the market watch for the same city. That's the market watch that I can quickly add here. All right. Before that, let's add a title. Markham Investors Market Update. You see how I'm deliberate in mentioning these things here because I want them to be interested in the body as well, right? So I don't need a subtitle there. I'll just put this up there. So that will be at the top, Markham Investors Market Update. So these are the statistical information. Then what I will do is I want to add a custom section. Sorry, a text area. Remember we copied this? I'm going to copy it again. And now I can just simply paste it into my um, text editor. That's the whole thing. All right. You can even add this if you want to. Let's add this, and I'm going to format this to an H2. All right, cool. Now, next thing I want to do is I would like to add that picture that I just saved, right? So I'm going to select the picture that I just downloaded. You didn't even need to upload it to pictures. You could just import it right here if you wish to do so. So don't forget, click on the picture and select 100% so it's always fit to the side of. So how cool is this? I have a market report completely written for me in a matter of seconds. I have the statistical information to back, and these are using the same numbers as were used in here, right? So the whole thing is easily available, and I can add this to my newsletter, right? Perfect. Even if you want, you can move this higher so that the actual market update is there. So depending on what you want to do, you can move that to the top or this one. All right. Now, the next thing that I want to add here is another title, which is going to say investment property of the month. Let's add a subheader. I came across this gem, which is on the market and can be snatched. Amazing. Price, contact me for more details. All right. So that's my next header right there. And what do? Listings and select that property. Boom. It's ready to be sent out. Next one is real estate investors news. Okay, so that's another title right there. And now I'm going to add news. Where do I get that from? Boom. And which one was it? This one. Or let's say even maybe the two of them are interesting for the, there it is. So I have two news articles prepared and ready to go for my investors. So you see how uh, easy it was for me to prepare a full-fledged newsletter. All right, so let's add another button at the bottom as well. Um, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a title there. I'm going to say, contact me for more, or let's say for a consultation session. All right. You can add a subtitle there as well. So I added another title right here. And then I'm going to add a button. Where does that button lead me? Let's open my website, contact page. I'll just select that. I'll add a button. Contact me. Add it right there. So I have a button in here as well. All right. So there it is. Next thing, I'm just going to click on generate. This is how the body is going to look like. All looking good, easy to read, beautiful, informative, full of content. And it just basically took several minutes for me to build it. Sorry, generate, and then all the way to the bottom, save. So the newsletter is now saved. If I go back to my newsletters down here, Markham Investors Digest is available. What I will do is I will select actions and email. Next, I will be looking for investors. So once I start searching, anyone who's been tagged as investors are going to come up. I will select this and send it or schedule it to be sent later tonight or on another day. Let's say I want to schedule it to be sent on the I don't know 18th of the month or whatever, right? So that's how easy it would be to create a stunning, informative newsletter. Now, if you want to create another one for your Richmond Hill Investors Digest, all you need to do is to clone this one, right? So it makes an exact copy, and then you go in there and change the statistical information. That's all you need to change there. And you make it for another um, cluster of your clients, so on and so forth. So it basically takes minutes for you to build something so amazing. So if you look at it again, I mean, look at this uh, newsletter. It would take days, if not weeks, for other realtors to build something like that. And it would take a lot of time and would take a lot of effort from them to actually build something like that. But, at least hours if they really sit down and focus and get it done, which is usually the reason why realtors don't do this, because it takes a lot of time and you don't have a lot of time. This literally took several minutes, and believe me, if you do this often enough, you're gonna be able to do this in less than 2 minutes, because you're gonna get really fast, and know exactly what you want and just do it like that and get things available. This is something that is of value to someone who's an investor, in Markham. Now think of your clients, um needs and see what they would really want to have and what kind of values you want to deliver to them. That's what, it's important for you to tag and cluster your contacts according to the content that you wish to prepare and you think that you're good at preparing and sending to them, and then do it, and then go ahead and prepare the content that you feel that is exactly what they would be looking forward to see every month, and send it to them. This is something that is really um, unique and really high end in terms of the quality of the content that we built. This on its own is something that can really provide your clients with a kind of service that they look forward to receiving every month. Uh, and at the end of the day, this is how you set yourself apart from uh, everybody else who's sending, the cliche that realtors are used to be sending out to clients. All right, so that's pretty much it. I just want to check out to see if we have any questions. All right, I don't see any questions. That's okay. I hope this was clear, and it gave you some good ideas in terms of the content that you now want to generate. So now is a good time to reflect on this and think about what you want to communicate and practice a couple of building a couple of newsletters. And beginning of 2026 is a perfect opportunity for you to start and making this uh, a continuous part of your marketing communication. Amazing. All right. So if you have any questions later on, please let us know. You can always email us, or contact us with through the Remarketer Copilot that's available in your platform, and we would be happy to help. If there's anything you feel that could make this even more interesting, don't hesitate. Please let us know. We always appreciate new ideas, and we always would want to add uh, more to the platform based on your feedback. Other than that, thank you very much for staying with me. I hope you enjoyed this. Stay safe, and I'll see you again uh, in another episode. Take care.